On Atheists Say the Darndest Thing website, sometimes necessarily I'll deal with issues in today's church. How do you teach young people to talk to people like themselves on campus, etc. But one of the things that my complaints about what I see in young people in the church today is that they lack a sense of adventure. They're not daredevil types at all, no daredevil in them. So what we have is a bunch of people who are trained to give the right answers, and they never question, and they're very much dependable in a certain way, but that's not where leaders are usually coming from in history. So I'm looking for young men and young women who can say, why would I follow a path when I can blaze a trail? Why don't I live recklessly for the Lord, right? Why don't I say, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to serve the Lord with all my heart, and at the very least I can do for the Lord is the best I can do. Now, I tell myself that every morning. The very least you can do today is the best you can do. And I reverse it. And I say, well, the very best you can do, Bill, is the least you can do today. You owe him everything, not only your breath, but everything, every good thought you had, any of those things you owe him. And you need to follow through with it. And I'm saying young people need to wake up and say, I'm not going to just be somebody who sits in a pew and absorbs things. I'm going to defend the Lord. I'm going to pick up my sword of the Spirit, and I'm going to do battle with the enemy. I'm going to do battle with my flesh. I'm going to do battle with Satan. I'm going to do battle with the world and its allurements. Why? The Scripture prescribes that. See, you take a look at the characters you admire in the Bible, and they risk everything to follow Christ. And guess what? You're supposed to get that speech before you come to Christ. I make people count the cost. If you're not going to count the cost, you're never going to be a good Christian. You need to count the cost of losing friends, doing all those things to come to him. So I want you to think about that. And if you're young people, I think I can help you find a place for that sort of adventuresomeness that you actually need if you're going to sally forth and conduct some real warfare with this world in your age. And it's all that will matter when you're on the other side of the river of death. Okay? So I say that because I read a lot of things, and in history, Henry David Thoreau impressed me because he was a thinker, and he went, like, if you ever read on Wilde and Pond, he finally says, he's no Christian, but he's good enough to think this through, and he's like, I don't want to come to my death and find out that I've never lived. I see a lot of older men like myself, and that's the question they're asking themselves now. Have I ever lived? Well, I don't ask myself that because I've tried some things in my life, and it failed sometimes. But you know what? A sense of adventure. So I had another Oscar Wilde quote where he's just saying, look, if you want to be counted upon, I think the actual word he uses, let me see if I can have it here. He says, it's the last consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. I can learn from an atheist the valuable lessons of spiritual truths that I can't always find in today's church. And I'm saying we better discuss another time why that might be.